So today I'll be speaking to you guys about credit 101. As you see, everyone says get a credit card, but everyone is in debt. Um, Today we're going to talk to you about building healthy credit, credit 101. So what I want you to do is not think like a sucker, but actually think like the wealthy. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin said that. Here are just a few advantages that you may have. Take this off. That you may not have ever considered yet. Okay, it's sending me stuff. Let me just okay. Next that you may not have considered yet. You're able to lower your interest rates on loans. You're able to get higher credit limits on credit cards. It's easier to rent a house, apartment, or vacation rental. You're able to also get a lower security deposit or reduced fees. You're also able to get better rates on car insurance, lower rates on car leases, better cell phone contracts, and a better chance of getting a business loan. Past credit problems fade away with time, and you're easier to get approval for a mortgage loan, so you're able to get more negotiating power. For most, building healthy credit starts with eliminating debt. So I know you guys haven't gotten a credit card yet, but once you turn 18, you're able to get a credit card, and your parents are able to help you as well on that. But the first thing that you do is eliminate debt. And the average American has $28,900 in personal debt, not including mortgages, and over half of the Americans suffer from anxiety related to debt. So people are actually getting anxiety. They're losing sleep because they're in too deep and they're in debt. So these are 5 tips to eliminate and stay out of debt. The first one is to know what you owe. The second tip is no more late payments. The third one is target one debt at a time. Fourth one is stop charging and cancel unused subscriptions. And last one is refinance your mortgage. When we start with know what you owe, you want to make a list of all your credit card debts and loans. For each debt, you want to write down your outstanding balance, your monthly payment, interest rate, and monthly due date. Okay, once a year, they say you can pull a copy of your credit report to make sure it's accurate. But nowadays, you can actually pull your credit report once a week. And by law, every citizen has the right to a free report every week. Avoid free report websites as they will end up charging you money. In response to the law, the top 3 credit reporting companies provide a free credit bureau from annualcreditreport.com. And that's the website right here, annualcreditreport.com. And now you want to check the websites of the top credit reporting agency for pointers to improve your score and report errors. Look for the word dispute. So the 3 credit bureaus are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. You can go to transunion.com, Experian.com, and Equifax.com. The next tip is no more late payments. They're paying after the due date hurts your credit score and accrues late fees. A good credit score can open opportunities to get lower interest rates on loans like mortgages. So I want to tell you, you get yourself a better score and you get yourself up there. You get more favorable terms. And what you want to do is sign up for automatic payments. That's one tip. So if you have your bill due every 5th of the month or 1st of the month, you set it for automatic payment that the minimum payment comes out your checking account. That automates your life, and it takes the guesswork out of paying. And you want to set alarms on your phone as well. Now, next tip is you want to target one debt at a time. If you have balances on multiple credit cards, pay down the total balance on one card at a time. So for example, if you have a $5,000 balance with a 13.99 APR, annual percentage rate, you have a $14,500 balance on a 17.9 APR, and then a $12,000 balance from a 9.99 APR. You want to pay the smallest balance or the highest interest first. Whichever you choose, pay more than the minimum payment as much as possible with your budget. So here's an example. Here you can start with credit card 1, which has a $5,000 balance, which has the lowest balance by far, even though it has a high interest rate. So you pay that down, then you pay card 2 down, and then you add the money you were paying on the previous cards to the payment on the next one. Now, if you have balances on multiple cards, pay the total balance one card at a time, and then you repeat the process until you're credit card debt free. And you see it right there, credit card free. And then don't close the credit card accounts because it's generally better to keep paid off accounts open from a credit score standpoint. Now, the next tip is stop charging and cancel unused subscriptions. You want to stash credit cards in a safe place and stop using them. You want to use services like check cards and mobile pay that pull from your balance of your checking account. And you want to cancel digital subscriptions like Netflix, Apple, all these other places, like online video streaming services, and put the money towards your debt. So you want to be making sure you're getting yourself out of debt. And this, once you get a house, you want to also refinance your mortgage. Lowering your monthly mortgage payment can help free up cash to accelerate debt payoff. By paying on time, correcting credit report errors, and reducing debt, your credit score should improve. In the meantime, you may qualify for favorable interest rates or types of loans you on your home. So your old mortgage might be $1,224, and with your new mortgage with a better credit, it will be $1,098 a month. And now that you're out of debt, what do you do next? Let me tell you. Glad that you asked. On a scale, your credit score is actually based on a scoring model of 300 to 850. On a scale of 300 to 850, people with top tier credit scores, 760 to 850, have a footprint of financial responsibilities, and lenders have a tendency to reward this elite group with lower interest rates. So if you see somebody with a 620 to 639, they're going to get a 5.61% interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage loan amount. So now that's 1,736. Now, if they have a 760 to 850 credit score, they're going to get a 4.82 annual percentage rate with a monthly payment of only 1,446. So you can see how you're going to save money on your mortgage. Yeah.
You all going through a lot of stuff. You understand what credit report is used for?
Annual percentage rate, yeah.
Yeah, you can slow down.
Okay, I'll slow down.
Yeah, if you got questions, this doesn't have to be just us talking.
Okay.
Whatever questions that you might have. You guys have had experience with money and transactions, so it may be something that you're interested in, something that happened in the past, or something that you want to do in the future. That the answer might be.
Okay, so I'll slow down for you guys, and if you have any questions, I can let you know. I can help you out. Here's a quick guideline to follow. Make sure your balance is below 50% of your spending limit to maintain your current credit score. And you also want to reduce your utilization down to 30% of the total credit line to improve your credit scores. So, for example, if you have a $1,000 credit, you want to make sure that you're only using 30% of it, or only 300. I know it doesn't make any sense that if you have a $1,000 credit card, you have a $1,000 credit card that you'd only use 300, but that's how you get your best score. And if you want to get to the 800 club, you want to use no more than 10% of the allowed spending limit. So if you have a $1,000 card, you don't want to use more than $100 on it. And when an emergency pops up that absolutely requires you to use a credit card, just choose the one and make an educated decision as to which credit card you should use. But make sure you don't go over the 50% of your balance so that you don't bring your score down. The next thing that you want to not do is don't cut up your credit cards once you get out of debt. If you have a stagnant credit card with a zero balance, make small purchases and pay it off quickly, or use the old card to make automatic payments on a regular monthly expense, such as a utility bill. This doesn't change your monthly budget. It only changes who you're paying the money to. This can raise the credit history portion of your scores based on how long you've had the credit report. Now we're going to talk about what are the 5 factors of FICO score. The FICO score is a score that they use to the scoring model that's used for your credit, for your mortgages, for your car when you're looking to get a credit card. There's FICO and there's Vantage. Vantage is the one they also use that model, but FICO is the one that is mostly used. And these are the 5 factors. Payment history, which is 35% of your score. This portion of your score tracks whether or not you make payments on time. So it has late payments, collections, and bankruptcies have a negative effect in this area. Number 2 is amount owed. That's 30% of your score. This portion of the score looks at the total amount of money you owe in regard to credit card. This tracks the ratio of amount of credit used in comparison to the amount of credit available. Number 3 is length of credit history, which is 15% of your score. This portion of your score takes into consideration how long you've had specific credit accounts and the total average of these accounts. 4 is the types of credits in use, which is 10% of your score. This part of your score takes a look at the mix of credit you're using and how you manage all of your lines of credit together. So I tell people once you start getting credit, you want to have at least 10 to 20 open trade lines. That's different accounts on there, which is credit card, mortgages, car payments, everything on your report. And last but not least is new credit, which is 10% of your score. This percentage of a score looks at how many credit lines are new and the number of inquiries you place. Make sure that you don't have too many inquiries on your credit report. And then also, will rate shopping damage my credit score? So when you don't want to have too many inquiries, but if for example, you're getting a car note or you're getting a mortgage, if you have it during the 2-week period, if you apply for multiple mortgages loans within a 14-day period of time, most credit scoring systems will lump all these requests into one inquiry. So again, if you're rate shopping and you're doing it for a car or a house, it's going to all lump itself together. Now I'm gonna do a little fact or fiction. I'm gonna just ask you guys some questions and you just tell me if it's fact or fiction, and I'll answer for you. The myth number 1: my credit score determines whether or not I can get a mortgage loan. Is that fact or fiction? Let's see what it is. It's fiction. You're correct. Your credit score is important, but it's only part of the equation. Your credit score gives the lender a snapshot of how reliable you are when it comes to managing your finances. But the lender also looks at your debt to income ratio, employment history, and other factors. In addition, different lenders have different underwriting policies, so it's best to work with a reliable mortgage consultant to find the best one that fits you. Myth number 2: closing old inactive accounts will raise my credit score. Is that a fact or fiction? Let's see what it is. It's actually fiction. These old accounts are part of your credit history. So you want to make sure a longer credit history helps your credit score. So it's better to keep an old active and make small purchases from time to time, or use it to make automatic payments of a regular monthly bill. Closing the card reduces the amount of available credit you have. This increases your debt to credit ratio and brings your credit down. And last month, paying bills on time will immediately improve my credit score. Is that fact or fiction? Let's find out. That's fact. You got that correct. Paying bills on time is one of the best things you can do to maintain a good credit score, but it only accounts for 35% of your total FICO score. Your score also reflects your amounts owed, 30%, length of credit history, types of credit used, and new credit, which is 10%. Credit scoring is unfair. Could be used over here. Credit scoring is unfair to minorities. Is that fact or fiction? Huh? It's actually fiction. Your credit score is simply a snapshot of how you manage your credit. So the Equal Credit Opportunity Act prohibits lenders from denying credit based on race, color, religion, national origin, sex, or marital age. As long as you're old enough to enter into a contract, which is 18 years old, they can't actually discriminate on you just because you're a minority. Okay. And right now, I work with a company, How Money Works, which is World Financial Group. And our mission is to teach 20 million families how money works within the next decade. And and that's where you come in. So now I'm pretty much done with how money works, and you want to discuss these concepts and review the milestones with a professional. Don't procrastinate. Set up a meeting now. So with that being said, that's the presentation. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, so I thank you for giving me the time. No questions? Do you have anybody here has any questions? I know I gave you guys a lot of information. Go ahead. So it actually state like once you have something negative on your credit, it stays in your credit report for 7 years. But if you call in and speak to them or make a negotiation to pay, or you start paying them, it starts all over. But usually, if you don't do anything and leave it dormant, it stays there for 7 years. But it doesn't. But at the same time, it doesn't just automatically fall off. You got to dispute it, or you got to ask about it to get it off. Sometimes it doesn't stay all the way off, but all your information is on your credit report. What I tell people in the beginning is always check your report, always clean up all the negative items that are on the report, like your addresses and phone numbers, and get yourself right. Any other questions? Okay. So I thank you guys. Let me see.